as considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out.
WNBA players are reportedly frustrated over Caitlin Clark's massive offer from a European team, believing they too deserve higher salaries. Many veterans argue that their years of dedication and experience in the league should earn them bigger contracts, especially compared to the rookie sensation who has quickly become one of the most talked about figures in women's basketball.
Physical, Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all.
Caitlin Clark's potential move overseas could be devastating for the WNBA, as she's set to become the highest-paid women's basketball player in the world. In a league abroad that truly recognizes her talent, she'll finally earn the respect she deserves, away from the jealousy and negativity of players who have wished for her downfall.
It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as your own signature shoe had to deal with Nike and all of this other stuff. But the bottom line is, very few people gave it.
Why would Caitlin Clark stay in a league where even her own teammates seem to turn against her? After news broke that Nalissa Smith was seen laughing with Dejounte Carrington about the viral eye poke incident, it only underscored the lack of support and respect Clark continues to face within the WNBA.
Ow!
Oh, I'm sorry.
You poked me in the eye. You did?
I did not poke
Did you
you.
do it on purpose?
I did not poke you in your eyes.
Caitlin Clark's own teammate, Nalissa Smith, was caught laughing as Dejounte Carrington mocked Clark by mimicking her, saying, "Did you do it on purpose?" Shockingly, Smith didn't defend Clark, leaving her feeling isolated and unsupported, even within her own team, as the viral incident spread across social media.
Like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Caitlin Clark's team has shown little support for her, choosing instead to promote Nalissa Smith's season highlights while ignoring the ongoing controversy. With opposing players openly targeting her and even her own teammates joining in the mockery, Caitlin now has more reason than ever to consider leaving. Accepting the EuroLeague offer could be her ultimate move, forcing the WNBA to realize just how much they've lost once she's gone, and leaving the league desperate for her return.
If Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting, if she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one.
Caitlin Clark's contract with a European team isn't just another career move. It's a bold reflection of the growing gap between WNBA players and those commanding attention overseas. Her decision has sparked strong emotions within the league, as the rookie sensation has already attracted international offers that even seasoned stars like Aya Wilson haven't received despite years of dominance. While Wilson and other veterans have carried the league for years, they haven't seen deals nearly as lucrative. Clark's ability to draw global interest exposes the financial and recognition disparities that have long frustrated many established WNBA players who now feel overlooked by both their league and international opportunities.
The degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide.
For Aya Wilson, the frustration over Caitlin Clark's move to Europe runs deeper than just the contract itself. It's about what the move represents for the rest of the WNBA. Aya has always believed that being the league's MVP should carry more weight than just a title, bringing with it the best opportunities, both financially and in recognition. Yet now, she's watching Caitlin Clark, a newcomer with far less professional experience and accolades, receive the kind of offers that someone of her own stature and accomplishments should be getting. To Aya, this isn't just about one deal. It's a reflection of how the league values marketability over merit.
A lot of people that laid the groundwork that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
Here's
Are we
what we're
playing?
gonna
Are
do.
they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you got to
We don't have any of the women today.
Remember, you
They'll
gotta
come
spike the
back
lady.
on. We'll revisit this conversation.
Aya Wilson's frustration runs deeper because it exposes the harsh truth that skill and accomplishment don't always translate to financial reward in the WNBA. While Caitlin Clark was still in college, Her games were sold out and packed with fans eager to watch her play. Meanwhile, Aya, despite being the league's MVP and one of its most dominant players, wasn't drawing the same level of attention or crowds at the professional level, highlighting the growing gap between popularity and performance within women's basketball.
12 million people are watching ESPN for a game. If that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching.
Dejounte Carrington's animosity toward Caitlin Clark is no secret. The two have a tense history, and Carrington's resentment reached its peak during the infamous eye poke incident that left Caitlin with a black eye. Instead of showing remorse, Carrington mocked her afterward, further intensifying the hostility between them. This public act of disrespect wasn't an isolated moment. It revealed a deeper, long-standing bitterness that Carrington has carried toward Caitlin for quite some time.
Know her name, Nylisa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark. People know her name. She has no gratitude. She has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, Wayne.
Dejounte Carrington's resentment likely stems from Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise as the face of women's basketball, a level of fame and influence Carrington herself hasn't been able to reach. Though Carrington is a skilled and hardworking player, she hasn't achieved the same spotlight or success that Caitlin commands. This imbalance has fueled a sense of bitterness, made worse by the eye poke incident that brought their rivalry into the public eye. To Carrington, Caitlin's rapid ascent feels like a personal slight, as if her own years of dedication and effort are being overshadowed by someone who hasn't had to pay the same dues.
The most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was...
What's most troubling about Dejounte Carrington's behavior is how she seems to take pleasure in Caitlin Clark's misfortunes. Instead of apologizing for the injuries she caused, Carrington mocked Caitlin in a way that made it clear she enjoyed seeing her struggle. This goes far beyond normal competitive rivalry. It's personal. Carrington's resentment and disrespect toward Caitlin have been evident throughout her time in the WNBA. Adding to the situation, Nylisa Smith has aligned herself with Carrington in this hostility. Following the eye poke incident, Smith was seen laughing with her girlfriend about Caitlin's injury, showing a complete lack of empathy for a fellow player. Such behavior is deeply disappointing, especially from professional athletes, and highlights a troubling lack of respect and unity within the league.
Above board, it doesn't matter what Nylisa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person is making us...
For Caitlin Clark, this level of hostility is deeply concerning. The WNBA is meant to be a space where players uplift and support one another to strengthen the league, yet she's instead surrounded by open animosity from her peers. This has created a toxic environment where competition has turned into personal attacks, with some players seemingly more focused on tearing others down than building each other up. Caitlin's injury wasn't just a random accident on the court. It became a powerful symbol of the resentment and hostility she continues to face from players like Nylisa Smith and Dejounte Carrington.
Been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring citizens to the WNBA.
The frustration Caitlin Clark faces goes far beyond her conflicts with other WNBA players. It extends into her own team, the Indiana Fever. In professional sports, a team is supposed to be a source of trust, unity, and support, where players work together toward a shared goal of winning and overcoming challenges as one. But for Caitlin, that sense of solidarity has been missing. After she was clearly the victim of a physical incident, the Indiana Fever showed little concern, failing to publicly defend her or address the situation in any meaningful way. Instead of standing behind their star player during a difficult moment, the team's silence has only deepened the sense that Caitlin is on her own, even within her own locker room.
I think it's funny. Could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark, 2 white girls, made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre?
To Caitlin Clark, this must have felt like a profound betrayal. Not only were her efforts being overlooked, but her own team appeared more focused on celebrating the accomplishments of others than defending one of their star players. This situation raises serious questions about the internal dynamics of the Indiana Fever. If a player like Caitlin, who has brought immense attention and value to the WNBA, isn't receiving support from her teammates and coaching staff, it points to a deeper cultural issue. A team should foster bonds that uplift and protect players both on and off the court. Yet in this case, her teammates and staff have either remained silent or prioritized others, sending a clear message that her well-being and contributions are undervalued. The lack of support Caitlin has experienced goes beyond a single incident. It highlights a larger problem within the team culture, and for any athlete, especially someone of Caitlin's caliber, feeling isolated or unprotected by your own team can be emotionally exhausting.
Hey, she's lucky this UConn team isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly,
like
it's
five
excuses.
top players,
It's
am I
excuses,
right?
Molly. It's excuses.
Major injury.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen,
You gotta go.
it's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
You
A.
got there. Don't want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if
Paige
George Brown
Becker-
gets back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckerson basically missed 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark.
This lack of support can shake a player's confidence and create feelings of isolation, which inevitably affect performance and overall happiness within the league. For Caitlin Clark, it also raises serious questions about whether the WNBA, and specifically the Indiana Fever, is the right environment for her to continue her career. Why remain in a situation where her own team doesn't appear to have her back? This incident adds another layer to her decision to consider playing in Europe. Beyond the potential for higher earnings and reduced hostility from opposing players, she could find a more supportive and respectful team culture overseas. European leagues are known for valuing their star players, providing them with the resources, attention, and backing needed to excel. For Caitlin, the lack of support from the Indiana Fever may very well be the final push that convinces her to take her talents abroad.
Came by people that were sitting on this network. They tried to minimize her, said, well, you giving her all this credit. What about the women that came before her? What the women came before her, what they did cannot be taken away. That ain't got nothing to do with
The WNBA has long struggled to compete with other major sports leagues, and losing a player like Caitlin Clark, who has the ability to draw in new fans, could be a devastating setback. There's a real concern that her move to Europe could set a dangerous precedent. If one of the league's biggest stars can leave for better opportunities abroad, what's to stop other top players from following suit? The WNBA could soon face a scenario where its most marketable talent is playing overseas, leaving the league with fewer star players to attract fans and generate revenue. Caitlin's departure might become the tipping point that sends the WNBA into a downward spiral, potentially undoing years of progress and hard work. This isn't just about Caitlin. It's about the future stability and growth of the league itself.
got eliminated from the playoffs, the attendance dropped, the ratings dropped. If the WNBA is more, it is, and I get it. Why?
This is about the future of the WNBA as a whole. Players like Angel Reese, Dejounte Carrington, and Aya Wilson understand that the league cannot afford to lose its biggest stars. Yet Caitlin Clark's potential departure signals that the WNBA isn't doing enough to retain them. Her decision to sign with a European team could have long-lasting consequences, as the league has spent years building its fan base, increasing viewership, and establishing itself as a major force in professional sports. Caitlin was a central figure in driving that growth, and her absence could slow or even reverse the progress the league has worked so hard to achieve.
Have been calling for the equality, and now that there is the chance for them to start getting paid more because the exposure's up. Because it's her, you have people like, what's her name, Jamelia Hill, or what? I can't stand her. Yeah. You got these women who are coming on here, and they're saying it's because...
Caitlin Clark's presence on the court drew in fans who might not have otherwise watched WNBA games, and her ability to connect with audiences made her an invaluable asset to the league. When she sat out during the playoffs, the effect on viewership was immediate. Fans who tuned in specifically to watch her lost interest, and the numbers reflected that decline. This creates a major concern for the WNBA, which has worked tirelessly to raise its visibility and expand its fan base. Caitlin's potential departure threatens to undo much of that progress. Without one of its brightest stars, the league could face a sharp drop in viewership, jeopardizing both its financial stability and long-term growth prospects.
Have to deal with what everybody else has to deal with over Twitter. We're special. We're tall women who occasionally make layups. That makes us special, and we deserve a special level.
The resentment Caitlin Clark faces from her fellow WNBA players extends far beyond a few individuals. Many in the league harbor jealousy and bitterness toward her, despite the fact that she has done more than almost anyone to elevate the sport's profile. Before Caitlin's rise, the WNBA struggled to attract fans and maintain consistent viewership, but her presence in the spotlight has led to record-breaking attendance and increased media coverage. Yet instead of celebrating her success and the positive impact she has had on the league, many players seem intent on tearing her down. This resentment is largely fueled by envy. Caitlin's ability to draw in fans and secure lucrative contracts has made her a target for those who feel they aren't receiving the same opportunities. It's a toxic environment, one that has left Caitlin questioning whether the WNBA is truly the right place for her.
Come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now. Immediately.
Given everything she's faced in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has every reason to consider moving to Europe. There, she would earn more, encounter less hostility, and have the chance to continue building her brand without the constant negativity she experiences in the WNBA. Europe offers Caitlin a fresh start, a place to focus on her game and attract new fans free from the drama and toxicity surrounding her. Her move could also have major implications for the WNBA. Without her, the league risks losing its biggest star and the growing fan base she has brought. Caitlin has drawn more attention to the league than almost anyone else, and her departure could result in a sharp decline in viewership. With the WNBA already struggling to compete with other major sports leagues, losing a player of her caliber could trigger a serious downward spiral.